like the thing that makes us special compared to other uh, species is that we can cooperate across different families. With dolphins, for instance, they hang out together and they hunt and they eat together, but they don't really like. It's not like across pods. Monkeys as well. They're social, but they're not across different groups. Like, and so like we can be hey Terrence, like I like your podcast. Let's make some products off this thing, right? Like we don't have to know each other. So like how does that happen? Like this happens through trust and safety, and then we can have cooperation or collaboration, and then we can have innovation. And I think those two aspects are the most fundamentally crucial and powerful aspects of humanity. And so without the space for those two, like we cannot move forward. And I think we are kind of like in this weird flux period right now where there's not a lot of that. There's a lot of zero sum thinking. There's a lot of like disconnect from each other. Like, hey, I gotta do my own thing. Like, like I can't trust these guys or whatever. And that's not really like the world I live in, but that's the world that I know that I was in not too long ago. And so I want to create, like, what's most exciting to me is facilitating the space for connection, for harmony, so that we can have ingenuity, we can have innovation, we can have collaboration. Because it's wild when like you put two minds together, and you create this neural network of like all the possibilities. Like, let's brainstorm. Like brainstorming is so crazy. Like all my experiences, all your experiences, we just sit here and we just like let them hit a wall and see what sticks. That's crazy. And so like I think with the advent of technology, like the power that we have, like I think we're all gods, but without the wisdom. Like we can get in a car and like there's so much you can do like just in a car, but like talk about like nuclear fission, like the Nobel Prize just came out for that. And it's like we like unlimited energy is it's on the radar now. We have AI. It's crazy. AI is freaking insane. Like I play with it every day, and it's like the quality of questions and the way that you set something up gives you the quality, like the highest quality answer possible. And so it's like our brain is like that already. It's like the quality of questions that we think about in our life yield like the experiences that we have, like because like reticular activating system, like our brain is like somewhat set up to focus on certain things for whatever reason. And so it starts just bringing these experiences in as like it starts filtering these things that like we certainly like hope to care about or aspire to. And so yeah, like for me, like this layer of creating and facilitating that space of human greatness is for me what is exciting, and for me what is necessary, and for me how I feel like I can fit in into the world and what I can give because of what I see like in the future of the world and my position in it as somebody standing here today with the skills, with the experiences, and with the knowledge that I have.
So many questions off of that. That's super interesting. So I guess let me start here. Like the answer, I'm going to predict an answer that you're going to give. So I'll preempt it a little bit, but my guess is you're going to say both, and that's probably true, but let's press on it. Sure. As you're explaining that, I can hear the excitement in your voice, and rightfully so, right? The things you're talking about very much are exciting, at least to me as well. Like it's just, it doesn't even have to have a function necessarily. It doesn't have to get to a certain outcome. Just the thing in and of itself is fascinating to think about. Brainstorms, like you said, the idea of two minds coming together and what they can create, the use of AI to build on things, all the stuff you were just saying, right? Is it more about just that excitement of like, that is just super interesting. Like it's almost down to like a pure enjoyment. Like I just enjoy that thing. Or is it more about what it allows to create? Like, is it about bettering the world, improving society, reducing suffering, creating new technologies? Like, is one of those more prevalent in your mind of what excites you about it more, or makes it more real for you?
I think it's one is I would organize into masculine and feminine principle. Like one is like a feeling, and then one is action, and then I would say there's phases, right? And I think the first phase of everything is the locus of power is always within yourself, and as within so without, or your inner world is a reflection of the outer world, because everything is just a projection of our subconscious or our psychological beliefs. So we have to be able to discern within ourselves like what we are feeling. So something that's exciting to us, that is a sort of a North Star. Like our central nervous system is set up to inform us of what's important. not just for like, if there's a predator out there, but also like, berries, they taste good for a certain reason. Like there's a lot of nutrients, and vitamin C and the omega-3s and blueberries and things like that. Why is the color like, like how can we see when a fruit is ripe? It's because like it benefits our body. And so our central nervous system is set up. We have like a somatic awareness of what's good for us and what's not good for us. And so like sitting with that and developing the ability to discern like with clarity what's good for us and what we want, what our body wants to move to naturally and what it craves and what it doesn't. And yeah, this goes into like, it's a conversation about detoxing, like kind of like getting all those messy signals to start getting more clear and clean. But yeah, I think like there is a masculine and a feminine aspect to this.
There's an inherent trust in it of, call it what you will, right? Our authentic self, our intuition, our gut, whatever it is, right? Like there's a trust that our body knows, right? Our body knows, as you just said, our body knows what's best for us. That's the thing I think I struggle with. And it's not that I don't believe it, right? Because I think it's very possible and arguably even logical to say that there is some truth to that. But because we can't know for sure, right? Because it isn't something that's in our mind necessarily, right? There's a leap of faith involved in it. How do you get confidence with that? Like what gives you the confidence to believe that like, I can, like you said, if it excites us, that's us, that tells us something. There's something good there, right? The example I often use, which is the extreme, which maybe isn't the best example, but we'll use it to illustrate. Like, I would imagine Hitler was pretty excited about what he was doing, right? At least from the way he was yelling in those speeches, he seemed pretty excited. So like, I have this like general distrust of our minds and ourselves. Not that we're completely lying to ourselves all the time. There's nothing good in there. But because we can't delineate, because we're kind of just guessing in the dark, trying to piece it together, there's always risk that the thing that excites us maybe isn't actually what's best for us, or at least not best for other people. Where does your confidence come from to say, like, if that thing excites me, I know that should be my North Star. I trust that that could be the thing for me.